Hello and welcome guys. Today we're going to have a bit of a shorter video. It's just a show off of this concept that I've been talking about for a long time in my videos, and I've been trying to show it off, but I never really had the perfect game to kind of like show off what this concept means. And this concept it's very highly educated, not really something you would ever think about when you play Splatoon, when you play Turf War. It's I call it Turf Your Spawn. Guys, paint your spawn. A lot of time, like a lot of people would see my gameplay and would see how much I paint spawn and would be like, bro, is it really worth it? Like, aren't you better off just kind of like capturing mid, pushing to their spawn and like getting like the win, you know? As long as you have a good like area of your spawn like painted, you don't really need to go over everything there, you know? And I've always like said that the concept is, no, bro, paint your spawn first, because that's 3 points that you can't get from mid and their spawn, which is contested. Some of your areas in spawn are 3 points that the other team can't get, so you might as well get them, you know? And now you can kind of see the results of this game and how it ended with my team winning, but we wanted a 41 to 43, so that's like 84% of the map painted. And if you look at like a previous game, that's a 53 to like 40, so that's 93%, technically 94 if you count the decimals, and that's 10% more. Previous game before that, same thing, 50 to 43, again 10% more. So there was like, you know, on the same map, the new map, so there is like a good chunk of paint that just is not painted in this game. And clearly it's not like my team, because, well, I mean, we'll get to the game itself, but we were like the losing team, so clearly it has to do with the other team that just didn't get as much paint. So let's get into the game and we'll kind of see how it played out and how kind of like me and my team were able to bring it back and like get this one. So essentially, like, again, the game just starts simple. It's a new map. I'm just playing Turf War, trying to test out some of the new weapons. This time I'm using the Anarchy Nova. I quite like this weapon, if I'm being honest, so far. Like, I never thought I'd care so much about ink mines, but I've been using them pretty well. You will see this is the replay mode, so you can't really see me opening the map, what is the status of my ink, if I ran out of ink or stuff like that, like just now. And you can see that I've kind of like paint spawn, but I'm not really trying to paint it too hard. Like, the game just started, I'm just trying to like paint over it and just kind of get into the game without spending too much in my spawn. But then like now I'm getting to mid and I'm seeing we're 2 down and there's raining in our spawn. This is not painting well, you know? I kind of wanted to like just go up and place an ink mine over like a place where they would push us, and I immediately like die before I'm able to place the ink mine, because unfortunately I just don't have enough ink because I've been painting the spawn. Again, I'm seeing just areas of the spawn that have not been painted. I just paint over them like real quick, again trying to like paint as much spawn as I can on my way to mid, while not wasting too much time, because again, like, turf is decided by the last like 30 seconds, last 20 seconds of the game or so. But again, if you're already dying and you're on your way to mid, you might as well try to paint. And here I'm really like fucking up. I probably should have used that inkjet farther in the back where I was more safe and I had more height. But I was kind of like thinking, again, that's a place where I've been really used to studying my inkjet from. So I've been using it from too close, and and they killed me really fast before I was able to really get anything. I'm not the greatest with inkjet. And again, I'm just trying to get in here, I'm trying to place an ink mine, and the Hydra sees me. It's barely enough in his range, and like he gets the pick on me again. And by this point, it's like we are down, you know, like you can see the roller, he's very much deep in our spawns. They literally just released a super jump into our spawn, and I'm just in the mindset, like the way I went for that roller, I'm just in the mindset of, oh, I really need to get some picks on him, because like he's the most kind of offensive weapon. He's a big swing, but he's kind of like the more offensive weapon on their team. If I can get a pick on him, you know, then maybe I can open something up for my teammate. I die here, but thankfully I do enough damage so that the charger can eventually, with his amazing skill, cap shot the roller. So that kind of worked out, and you can kind of see again my ink mine got destroyed, not because of me, but because it was painted over, because again they're pushing into our spawn. And by this point, it's like there's only 30 seconds left right now, and I'm just trying to get my inkjet. I get the inkjet, I learn from the pass, I'm using it for farther, and I get the one shot very immediately on the jet. That's very important. I managed to fuck everything up against the big swig, but eventually with a bunch of indirects, I'm able to pick up the KO, and I'm just trying to paint as much as I can. They are throwing like a Booyah Bomb into our spawn area. I am still trying to paint as much as I can, but at this point I'm going all out offensive because I'm like, oh, I gotta win this one. I see the roller, I don't care about him because I see the Hydra in mid, I get the pick on that, and I'm just painting as much as I can to try to get in. And by this point I'm like, oh, we had a good push, but it's too late. And then I look at the spawn, and I'm like, wait, maybe. And as you can see, it is our game. Like, look at that. They spent the entire game in our spawn, in our area, and we just got a last, like, 10-second push. It started from the 30-second mark, and we were able to bring it all the way back. Just because they didn't paint their spawn, because if they did paint their spawn, they would be at like 47, 48%, maybe even 50% like there was in previous games. And they just, because they didn't do that, because they had beacons the entire game from the CDS, and they chose to jump into the beacon to keep the offensive pressure, instead of just, you know, realize that they have the offensive pressure already with the Hydra and the jet really controlling the game in terms of range, because our Charger, let's face it, was facing like missing a lot of his tap shots. So I'm not too confident that his abilities, you know. And we have a Dapples on the team which has no range at all, you know. Especially someone like the Jet or the CDS, even like the Big Swig to a certain extent. When they were coming in, instead of just jumping in, they could have spent the time like painting his spawn, because again, we managed to get only 43. Usually, you've seen previous games that I showed you, 43 is not enough to win on this map. You want to get 50%. But because they didn't paint their spawns, they just missed points that were free. And we never contested those points once. We just like barely reached mid in the last 10 seconds of the game. So yeah, like that is, in my opinion, why you should just paint your spawn. Like, again, as you saw in my game, just paint it on your way there. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to do it at the start of the game. But use it a lot of the time when you die. When you die and you respawn, instead of just jumping in, see an area of the spawn that hasn't been painted yet, go over that area. Paint a bit more, because again, that's 3 points the other team is most likely to just not get. And yeah, thankfully, because of that, because of the last push, because of the clutch inkjet that I did, we were able to come up with the win. I kind of was able to somewhat call it, get a full swipe on them. And yeah, like, look at their kills, look at our kills, and we still end up winning thanks to that. So yeah, I really just wanted to go over that point, because I've got asked about it a lot, and it's the concept that I've been talking about so much in my videos. But yes, with that, I do hope you enjoyed this bit more different video. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye!